This just in. The $1.8 billion Powerball winner from Arkansas has finally come forward and claimed their prize. Did you guys see this?
Have not seen that, Brother Murphy.
Yes, the $1.8 billion Powerball winner from Arkansas finally came forward to claim their prize. When asked what took them so long, they said that they have spent the last several months planning on how to get the hell out of Arkansas. And that is all. That's all I got today. Actually, I got one more. 8335. So I was arguing with Sapicki because Sapicki was being all dismissive of the trash. Oh, that's never going to be. And so I kind of came after him on the cow thing. And then someone mentioned that he talked about if a cow has, and I didn't know this, as a cow man, he did, that if a cow has snow on his back, that means the cow is insulated and is doing fine. But if the snow melts and it's a wetback cow, then you got a problem. And 8335 says wetback cows are eating the grass American cows don't want to eat. I now have two of the three of us with their head in their hands.
Yeah, because I just don't want to get fired.
I was just scratching my beard.
Two of the three of us had head in hand. 83. Hold on. I'm going to protect you, Jackson. You ready? This is the way to do it. 8335, how dare you say that? That was an insensitive comment. We don't appreciate nor approve of that type of offensive nature, and we denounce it. Ken Weaver, do you denounce? Ken's just doing the news.
Sometimes I denounce. It depends on what it is.
Ken Weaver says he denounces on occasion. Jackson, will you denounce, sir?
Firmly denounce.
Firmly denounce. That's 3 denouncals, 8335. How dare you, sir? How dare you?
I just said I denounce from time to time.
I know you did. Well, I mean, that wasn't it. So, wait a minute. Hold on, Weaver. Are you denouncing the denounce?
I just do the news, boys.
And I just produce the news.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yes. I just do the news, boys. Yeah.
Oh, if y'all want to watch the shenanigans, you can watch on YouTube TV. Ken Weaver has inspired me to ask the question, how much does it cost to like and subscribe us over there, Ken?
Absolutely nothing, boys. Yes.
I would not necessarily recommend that you watch this face for 4 hours, but, if you're so inclined, go ahead and do it. That's on YouTube TV. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Rumble. SuperTalk TV up and running. We're also on a number of streaming platforms, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeart, and the like. And we appreciate you downloading our app and taking us wherever you go. That app might be of particular interest to you over the weekend because we might have some news or breaking weather information for you if the circumstances warrant. Jeannie had called in on education. I want to talk about this THP story because it is wearing me out. You got the audio over there. I couldn't open it up over here. You got it over there, Jackson? I know Ken sent it both to us, or to us both. All right, you've got it. So we'll do that in just a moment. Tennessee Highway Patrol and some of their comments about what is clearly a problem in the state of Tennessee when sober people get pulled over. It is determined by officers that they can't perform the field sobriety test. They get hauled off to jail for the next 5, 6, 7 months in some cases. Their lives are ruined. And then all of their toxicology comes back, their blood work comes back negative. They didn't have any alcohol in their system. They didn't have any drugs in their system. Come on, man. Come on, man. Got to be kidding me. But Jeannie is next up. Jeannie was patient enough to wait, and so I will offer her the floor to discuss the issue of education. Jeannie, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you, hon. My sister called me and asked me, my sister Janet called me to ask me to call you regarding the educational issues here in the county. And, it's an educational issue that's really nationwide and worldwide at this point because we've got a lot of gaps in the kids' learning because of 2020. So what we need to do is be able to take time to be able to evaluate each of the children properly and find out where their areas of weakness are in order for us to be able to build them up in those areas. And the only way that we can really do that is either to have smaller classrooms or even have more tutoring centers or a writing center for the kids in order for them to be able to figure out where their gaps are, build on their strengths and build on their weaknesses so that they can be successful when they get out and be able to go walk right into a university or be able to go into a job and be able to articulate themselves properly in order for them to be successful in the world. And it doesn't take that long. It really doesn't. When you give kids more one-on-one or even small group help, you can take them literally through 4 or 5 grades and get them up to where they need to be.
So if I'm hearing you properly, the two broad points would be, one, we're still experiencing COVID-era issues, and that makes sense that some of the kids, because of the really 2 years of COVID-era learning or lack thereof, that some of our kids are behind, if I heard you correctly. Number two, you feel like that we could see a little bit of a catch-up. We could see some advancement with smaller class sizes?
Yeah, well, the smaller the class sizes, what we could do is get the kids that are really the problem children that aren't able to focus, because a lot of kids have learning, they call them disabilities, but it's really not. There's learning differences. Not everybody can learn just from sitting in a classroom and listening. You have to have interactive participation with them, and the more senses that they use, like hearing, seeing, tasting, touching, smelling, the more it activates their learning. It activates their brain, it activates their learning and their ability to be able to learn. And even basic things like where exactly everybody has a certain window of opportunity where you're going to be able to learn better than any other time. So there's peak hours for us where we're more productive, and everybody has it. It's usually 2 to 3 hours. Some people are morning people, some people are afternoon, some people are night people. I can learn anything between midnight and 2. That's my peak hours, for me. So, but when you can teach them, look, if you study during your peak hours, you're going to retain 80%. And if you use more, like if somebody likes to cook or they like to smell, just sit them in the kitchen and have them do their homework while you're cooking something good. Those kids are going to, those things are going to be activated in their minds. Those synopsis of whatever is they need to make connections in their brain as they're doing their work and they're in an atmosphere that is pleasurable, then they're going to be able to learn more easily.
Well, but how does that translate to the school?
Well, for the school, what they could do and what they should do is really have like a learning center for the kids where they can be able to go and get a little bit of one-on-one attention, even if it's only for a half an hour for each of the kids, and you can take the children from one classroom, let's say there's 40, because, an English teacher, we only have 1 minute with each child if you've got a class full of 40 kids. So what is
and you sound knowledgeable enough about this subject, Jeannie, that I feel like you might have an answer to this. What is the average class size in 2026?
Well, I'm not in the classroom at the moment, but when I was in the class, my average was 45.
45 kids?
Yes.
Wow.
45 children in one classroom when I was.
Well, I mean, but so, you talk about one-on-one, and I'm not dismissing the point that the more one-on-one opportunities, the better. But at the same time, there's only so many. If we're getting every kid a guaranteed hour of that's a lot of money. I mean, the money is to a certain degree finite in terms of how much we can spend. And unless we're talking about raising taxes in some fashion, and maybe we are, maybe that's your point, but it feels like we're going to need more resources in order to accomplish a few of those goals.
Well, I understand that, but at the same token, these kids are our future, and if we don't invest in our children, then what kind of future are we going to have? That's a fact.
Well, but I always ask the question. I always ask the question when it comes to funding is like, how much money per pupil then would guarantee me better education? I see a lot of private schools operating on smaller budgets and doing really, really well. Now they have some inherent advantages in private education too. I'm not dismissing that, But I don't think it's all about money necessarily. I do think some of it has to do with parental involvement. I think some of it has to do with a better structure. And I don't know that there's anything that we can do about it, necessarily, Jeannie. I just, in our conversation, it occurs to me that, in some cases, we need a better and more structured environment in the home in order to provide better educational opportunities in the classroom.
Absolutely, and I totally agree with you on that, and that's part of the reason why the parents and the teachers really need to partner together in that area. And also, as maybe what we could do is see if we could get some type of funding in order to do it as a trial, and then be able to work with the parents and teach them how to teach the kids at home different methods that are going to be able to stick with them and actually inspire them in the future to be able to learn on their own. Because basically we all want to be able to be autonomous and be able to pick up a book or be able to learn something on our own, because eventually we're going to be there anyway. But if we give them the tools that they need now while they're young and they're still under our guise as far as us being able to help them in any way that we can, if we were able to do that and inspire them to learn and then inspire them to learn on their own. I took students that they weren't even up to par, okay? They were at about I would say they were about 7th grade level if they were lucky. Some of them were at a 4th grade level, but they should have been at a 9th grade level. So there was a huge gap in their learning because they had learning differences. After I was working with them, some of my kids straight out went into university and was able to be successful. And the reason why is because I gave them the tools that they needed in order for them to learn, to build their vocabulary.
I certainly believe, Jeannie, and you've given us a lot of food for thought in the conversation, and I certainly do appreciate the call. And I would say this, that I believe that if every educator, and most of them do, many of them do, don't get me wrong, but if all of them walked into their classroom on a daily basis with the attitude that you're presenting here, that would go a long way in helping solve some of the issues that we see experienced in the public education sector. I got to leave it there. I appreciate the call, and I do appreciate the spirit in which you call. I do not think, my opinion, I do not think that money is the sole answer. I'm not saying you said that, but it seems like a lot of these things that we're talking about, we've got to give them the tools that they need to learn. Well, I mean, that's just kind of nebulous. It's wispy. It's hard to grasp. Like, in reality, what does that mean? If we just give them the tools that are necessary in order to learn in the class, well, what does that mean? What do we mean when we say tools? And oftentimes that's money. Well, people that say, well, you can't put a price tag on the education of a child, you know what I say to them? Well, you have to. You have to. That there's not unlimited money. So, well, you can't put a price tag on educating a child. Well, you better, because you have to. And I'm not saying you said that, Jeannie, pardon me. You very good call in good spirit, and I respect it. But there's only so much money to go around in public education. So you either have to demand that there be more money spent and justify the expenditure of that money, or you get better outcomes with the budgets that you currently have. I believe that we can get better outcomes with the budgets that we currently have. I do not believe that we have a money issue regarding education, because I've watched it grow. Go back and look at our education budget in 2025, 2024, 2020, 2010, 2000. Watch how it goes up like a hockey stick. But and we've seen in Tennessee education outcomes go up. I would suggest that those outcomes that Sapiki brought up earlier today, they're happening not necessarily because of budgetary increases. They're happening because we're being smarter about how we educate kids in the classroom. Spending more money per pupil does not necessarily mean better outcomes. Ask Baltimore, ask Washington, D.C., ask Atlanta, Georgia. Those are three of the most expensive school systems in the United States of America, and they're three of the least performing school systems in the United States of America. 22 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Talk 99.7 WTN. That news coming up in mere moments. Also coming up, Nincompoops in the news. Jackson, I'm going to review the votes from yesterday. Jackson asked me earlier today during our car ride, Ken Weaver, who won Nincompoops yesterday.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what, Jackson? I frankly do not know. It was a tight race. And you know what Jackson then said, Ken?
What did Brother Jackson say?
Go ahead and tell him, Jackson.
I win.
And I'm like, Jackson, you don't just get to declare. There's a trophy and a crown involved. Now, the Wellness Institute of Nashville's Nincompoop in the News weekly award winner. Yes, Jackson.
We have breaking news coming to News Closet B.
Uh-huh. Wow, this is a fancy breaking news sounder. This is a big one. Breaking news going into or out of News Closet B? Into News Closet B?
Just came across my desk.
What do you got, Jackson?
In News Closet B, I win, you lose.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. I win, you two lose.
Sometimes the news is just that simple, huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
It can be harsh.
I just do the news.
I'll
just
be
do the news, boy.
believe it or not, this super text line, I can go back to yesterday and I can count.
Ah, yeah.
They can't. There was an outage.
What that are you suggesting that maybe there were a few dangling Chad votes that were your votes that were not counted or
Yes,
what?
I believe there was ballot manipulation.
Okay. We're going to find out, and we'll say. All I know is I won Tuesday.
Who won Monday?
Nobody, because I was not here and you were not here.
Oh, that means I won.
See what you did. See what you did.
Actually, Ken was the only one to show up to work that day.
Yeah, but he didn't do a Nincompoop story.
You know what? Brother Mike may have won because he snuck on the Brian show.
Uh-huh. Mike. He won himself an extra day of ban. Oh, Ken, you had finished your newscast and gone home by then?
Yeah.
I told Mike that if he held on, I told him this at like 4:45. I was like, you hold on to 6:58, I'll give you the last 2 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
Jackson, tell him when he hung up.
6:58.
He hung up like 20 seconds before I was going to go to him.
You were going to let him on.
He held for over 2 hours.
2 hours and 20 minutes he held to be on the last 2 minutes of the show, and then he hung up.
I invite you fellas to go back on the skimmer and listen to that exchange with Brian.
Man, I bet Brian was. I mean,
what time was it, Ken?
I'll get
can't
down.
remember.
I'll get down with the pigs and wallow in the slop. I don't mind. But Brian Wilson is better than that, and everybody knows it. And my goodness,
Brother Brian expects a level of decorum.
Right.
And Brian was not rude, but he was firm. We do not need to be calling names.
Speaking of calling names, why is 9400 cursing at me on the super text line? Matt, did you get my bleeping post about Taliban money? Well, I did not get your bleeping post, and I hope you don't kiss your mama with that mouth. It is 5:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It is 38 after the hour. Man, I got a lot to get to. I got Justin Jones audio when old Brother Jones, who, by the way, has been credibly accused of covering up 2 separate sexual assaults in the summer of 2020, and not a single reporter in this town will ask him about it. Not a single reporter. One of the reasons of many that Brother Justin Jones will not come on my radio show is because I will most certainly ask him about the accusation that he covered up sexual assaults, saying that he did not want those sexual assaults against a female to, quote, take away from the movement, end quote. Sexual assaults, mind you. That said, he did appear on Sean Hannity's television program on Fox News. I guess this was yesterday or a day before. One way or the other, we will play pertinent audio for you. He sounded exactly like the idiot that we think he is. Idiot? Maybe he's just a nincompoop. We'll get to Greg as well coming up. I have a synopsis of the Trash Panda Act on the way. We have this THP story to talk about. All of that is on the way. Plus, we've got the winter storm coming. And has anyone taken notice that the supermarket shelves are not exactly full in certain categories? Matter of fact, I'm getting a lot of photographic evidence that the milk and bread aisles are being ransacked as we speak. As we speak.
A lot of people making French toast this weekend.
I suppose they are. Milk and bread and eggs and whatever.
French toast.
Frozen food section. Y'all go have at it, boys.
What about the chicken nuggets?
I love a chicken nugget. You mean those frozen kind?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd take care of the business with those.
Tear them up.
Oh, my goodness. I'm hungry, too.
I put cheese on them.
What?
Yeah, I put cheese on them. Slap them in the microwave.
What? So, Ken Weaver, are you serious?
Yes, sir.
So, you take chicken nuggets.
Yes, sir.
And you, like just sliced cheese, like that American cheese?
Yeah, either that or shredded cheese. Throw it over them and cook them up real hot till the cheese melts, and then I dip them in stuff.
What do you dip them in, Ken?
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Oh, that sounds so good. You know what I'd like on those? Now, I'm a little weird.
Yeah. Some
mustard. I love mustard.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mustard and biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't got no gas in it. I did my due diligence, Jackson. I got some bad news, buddy.
I won, and you're sad about it?
Mm-mm. Weaver won.
Yeah!
By one vote.
Who was in second?
I was. You were in third. You were like 2-3 votes behind. You can go look for yourself.
If you vote right now, I get to win.
So that's 1 for Murph, 1 for Weaver, and 0 for Jackson. But today's a new day, Jackson. It's time for Nincompoops Said the News. Betty says eggs, bacon, and ground beef all gone.
Goodness.
Oh, someone said, hey, Savory Spice is stocked up. Yeah, Savory Spice is a great place for your soups. They got those Frontier soups. They got the Spice and Easy soups. So if you're looking for last-minute ideas about what to do, get the old crock pot out and make one of these delicious soups from Savory Spice. You'd go a long way. You'd feed the family over the weekend for that sort of thing. Ken Weaver, you have won. You are the current reigning winner. That means you, my friend, get to decide the order of operation today.
All right. Well, my nincompoop is going to cover basically tourists who come to Nashville and get blasted drunk out of their minds and do things like this fella did, according to Channel 4. A man is accused of using an intoxicated man's cell phone to access the victim's Cash App, digital wallet, and transfer about $1,200 out of the victim's account. Just after 3 o'clock in the morning yesterday, officers say they saw a man with the victim at the intersection of 3rd Avenue South and Broadway. An officer spoke to the 31-year-old victim who said he was visiting from Scottsdale, Arizona. He said he met 25-year-old T. Rick Thomas at a bar. And when they left the bar, the victim said Thomas kept asking for my phone. Police said the victim reluctantly gave the phone to him after Thomas said he was going to call a friend. But instead, police said Thomas allegedly transferred $1,200 from the victim's Cash App account into another person's account. Police said Thomas then told him to withdraw $300 from an ATM, but officers happened to be around, intervened, and prevented the withdrawal. Thomas is charged with felony theft. He was booked on a $7,500 bond.
My goodness gracious.
Never give somebody your phone.
No.
Especially whenever you meet them and you're blind, stinking drunk.
No. That's just, no. Bad news.
I don't know if he was blind, stinking drunk, but that's nincompooperish right there.
That's quite the nincompoopery. Jackson?
Oh, ready for me?
Yeah.
All right. Today's winning story. Man busted on felony charge for alleged ketchup packet battery.
What?
That fella.
Ketchup packet battery?
Yes.
Okay.
He committed battery
Uh-huh.
with a ketchup packet.
Allegedly.
The weapon, a packet of ketchup. The charge, felony battery. The maximum penalty, 5 years in state prison.
Goodness.
Thanks to a prior conviction, a man is behind bars on an enhanced criminal court for allegedly striking a male victim with a ketchup packet, according to court records.
Well, who hasn't thrown a ketchup packet at somebody else?
Investigators say that Austin Simmons, 28 years old, committed the battery inside a Florida bus terminal Monday evening. The victim, cops say, who was checking on Simmons, who appeared to be passed out, identified as a transient, whatever that means.
It's a bum.
Okay.
What? It is? Why is the kid laughing?
It's just funny.
Transit. It's a bum.
In an arrest affidavit, Simmons woke up irate. He then walked towards Carlos Mora and threw an opened ketchup packet at the victim.
Take
Whap.
that.
Whap.
Mora, cops added, suffered 2 spots of ketchup on his jacket.
Oh, no.
Cops found the packet on the ground, opened with ketchup pouring out. The packet, which holds 0.3 ounces, was not collected as evidence.
He threw it with force. Busted that packet up. Bam!
Mm-hmm. Simmons denied striking Mora with the condiment,
I like mustard and biscuits.
but reportedly admitted giving the victim a ketchup packet.
I don't like ketchup.
Well,
What, he said he gave it to him?
Yeah, he said he gave it to him. He did.
Yeah, forcefully, in the face.
While the minor incident would normally be handled as a misdemeanor, Simmons was charged with a third-degree felony due to prior 2019 battery conviction. Arrest records do not indicate where the earlier case was filed or whether Simmons was convicted of a misdemeanor or felony. In addition to the battery rap, Simmons was charged with possession of a controlled substance after a search turned up the small amount of chalky substance police identified as, you guessed it, cocaine.
That'll do it.
I thought it was ketchup.
Pictured above, Simmons is locked up in lieu of $5,000 bond on both the battery and drug counts.
Man, oh man. Assault with ketchup. And got to go to jail.
Jail.
Going back to prison.
I mean, when you're a 2-time offender, you got to do something about it, I suppose.
Well, he had priors.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Third ketchup strike and you're out.
Yes, sir.
That's how that goes. That was a fair attempt, Jackson, but it's no winner.
Uh-oh.
I hold the winner right here. Now, look, sometimes Nincompoops can be a little more serious in regard to the stories that we tell.
All right, here we
So,
go.
all right.
Oh, somebody died. Matt's going to get...
No, nobody died. Davos, Switzerland. Nearly 400 people who claim to be a person of wealth who attended the big old Davos deal over there in Switzerland.
World Economic Forum.
Thank you very much. The WEF have signed an open letter calling for global leaders to increase taxes on the super rich. Y'all wait for it now, because I'll tell you where the nincompoopery comes in.
All righty.
400 people are now signatories of a letter which was addressed to leaders at the World Economic Forum and the Davos conference this week. They include actor Mark Ruffalo, film producer and activist Abigail Disney.
Well, there you go.
Musician Brian Eno, whatever. Gobbledygook. The letter said that a few ultra-wealthy people are negatively influencing nearly every aspect of society. A handful of global oligarchs with extreme wealth have bought up our democracy, taken over our governments, gagged the freedom of our media, placed a stranglehold on technology and innovation, deepened poverty and social exclusion, and accelerated the breakdown of our planet. They said that we need higher taxes on people, including themselves, right now. As our elected representatives, whether it's those of you at Davos, local councilors, city mayors, regional leaders, it is your duty to deliver higher tax rates. So tax us. Tax the super rich. Now, why do I include this in Nincompoops in the news?
Why do you do that, Brother Murphy?
What? If I go on a rant here, I apologize. What is stopping you morons? No, wait. What's stopping you imbeciles? No, wait. What's stopping you idiot? No, wait. What's stopping you nincompoops from cutting a check?
That's what I was
Cut a check. Nobody's stopping you. If you want to get taxed more, open up the old checkbook, take out the old Venmo account, get your PayPal ready to go, and send it in.
Yeah.
Nobody's stopping you. Put your multi-millions where your stupid mouth is and go ahead and send your money in. Why don't you do that? Now, seriously, folks. Seriously. If they actually believed all of this, if they believed that taxation and government intervention and government's taxing the super rich is truly the answer, then why don't they go ahead and get over the hump and go ahead and write the check?
Get the ball rolling.
Let's go. Oh, you want that other guy to be soaked too. You don't want to be taxed without that other guy being taxed? Somehow it feels to me like it's all about the other guy, isn't it? It's not necessarily about you. I suggest that if you don't want to be accused of nincompoopery, you go ahead and you go to the bank and you pull some money out of that bank and you send it on over to your government of your choosing, whether it's the United States or some sort of European government, maybe the European Union, Canada, Mexico, whatever it might be. Let's go ahead and let's get that money rolling in, shall we? You nincompoops. That's how we do it. Now, I wouldn't suggest that you vote for Weaver because that would mean a vote against me. But if you don't vote for me, would you please vote for Ken just to make Jackson mad? Thank you. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Vote Jackson, vote Weaver, vote Murphy, but vote. Yes. 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986. That's how we play. Nincompoops in the News. Coming up, audio from Double J, Justin Jones on The Hannity Show right after this.
Winter storm and ice storm headed to Middle Tennessee, and Highway Patrol Colonel Matt Perry defending state troopers over DUI arrests, getting tossed out after blood tests show no alcohol or drugs. This story and more coming up at 6 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm on the way with that tale as well, Ken Weaver. We will discuss and take your calls on the story. Greg is coming up in a moment to discuss the weather out of Columbia. I'm tallying votes on Nincompoops in the News. In the meantime, I'm getting suggestions for better Nincompoop stories. One a suggestion that I received that I actually think is correct is that one of the reasons we're having trouble finding Nincompooп stories, man,
yes, sir,
is that it's the middle of winter and people don't get naked as often.
Well, yeah, that's true.
It's
we might need to. Well, I'm not going to tell you where I'm going to look. Never mind.
Where are you going to look?
I'm not saying, because I think we're already mining the same sources.
Yes, we're tilling the same soil. I would agree. This one comes to me from a loyal listener. It's originally from Nick Barris of News Channel 5 here in town. Mm-hmm. The Alabama police made a surprise discovery when they found nearly 7 dozen gallons of moonshine during a traffic stop.
Wow.
According to the Ozark Criminal Investigation Bureau. Ozark police officer Dylan Griffin pulled over a guy for a traffic violation. Turns out he was a moonshiner. The officer noticed many MANY containers in plain sight inside the vehicle, prompting a deeper discussion and investigation. They eventually uncovered 81 gallons of illegally distilled moonshine.
So you can't make your own shine?
I guess not in Alabama. I don't know if you can in Tennessee or not, but in Alabama, I think it is illegal, Ken, to make your own moonshine. The government's got to take a bite out of that money.
I thought you could just make your own. I mean, you can brew your own beer, can't you?
Yeah. Well, in Alabama, they had to pass a law for it.
Oh, you might have to get licensed.
Yeah, I think in Alabama they had to pass a home brew piece of legislation, so maybe they haven't done that for spirits. I have no idea what the laws are in Tennessee, but apparently they don't like you making that moonshine.
Yeah, you probably have to get a license or something like that. I'm sure ABC probably has to have some sort of say in it.
Yeah, because the government wants their money.
Revenuers.
The government do take a bite, don't she? Yeah, the government wants their money. It's why they license nail salons, Ken. I mean, if you work on someone's nails, you have to have a license.
Yes, sir,
to do so.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, man.
I don't know either. I know this. It's time for the news. Greg will get to you momentarily on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Your thoughts about this Tennessee Highway Patrol comment? Out of control, in my opinion.